Okay, guys, we have Laura Burton here with the Kansas Children's Discovery Center.
Good morning.
What in the world do we got going on today? You told me we had some math games happening.
Have some
so
math
I'm excited
games.
for this. What's happening
Three of my
here?
very favorite math games. Well, of course, the kids are back in school, which is really fun and exciting. But I don't know if anybody else is like my family. My kids are a little bit worked up if school's starting again. They're a little bit exhausted when they're coming home, and they've been craving a lot of family time. So it's a great time for family game time. These are some awesome math games that we play a lot in my family that are really easy for preschool all the way through elementary school children, and I think they're a lot of fun. So let's go through the rules. You can do them with things that you already have at home, so you don't have to buy another game board to clutter up your countertop, which is super.
We love.
Yeah.
Save money too.
So this first one is called IC10. You can play with a standard deck of cards. Take out the face cards if you would like. I like to leave in the jokers because then kids have to do silly things when they draw them. But for the most part, you take out those things. And when you take turns in this game, you spread the cards all out.
Okay.
And then you take turns flipping them over. So you flip one, I'll flip one. I stole your turn. Then you flip one. There you go.
And then you flip.
And you keep going for a few minutes until you have something where there's a lot that are turned over and somebody spots 2 cards or more that add up to 10. Okay. So they're trying to find 10s here. So here I have a 7 and a 3. So as soon as I spot that, once somebody turns it over, I'm going to say, I see 10. And I get that 7 and I get that 3.
Oh, and you grab them. Okay.
You grab them, and then I've got my 2 cards. You keep playing until you've gone through all the cards. You work together to make, do you see another 10?
2 and 8. We got 10.
I
see 10. I'm sorry, you had these glued down and I totally
I stick-tacked them. It's okay. But it's all part of the fun. And I understand you wanted your 10 because you have to compete with my 10.
I'm competing with your 10, Laura.
So you keep going, and it gets kids putting things into 10s, which is a great way to do some early math, early addition, get used to place value. Really, really fun.
Yeah.
So I love IC10. That's a really fun one. You can do it with Uno cards, too, if you don't have a regular deck
Whoever
of
has
cards.
the most cards, I'm assuming, or the most pairs wins, right?
Wins, absolutely. Yeah. Lots of fun ways. And again, leave the jokers in, and then the kids have to tell a joke or something. That's really fun.
Who doesn't love that, right?
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
The second one is Race to 20. So this you can play with any sort of building blocks that you have at home. Of course, you've got Duplos and Legos and all those kinds of things. You need a dice for this. And all you're doing is you're trying to build 20 blocks. So you roll your dice, you get 1, you get to add 1 to your tower, and you're trying to get to 20. You want to make it a little extra challenging by making it so you have to get to exactly 20. So if you get to 19, you got to roll a 1 before you can finish it.
Man, that's makes it a little bit harder for sure, yeah.
There's a few ways to make this competitive if you've got kids like mine that are always wanting to race. Of course, they can both build their own towers. You can also scale this up by adding in subtraction, and you could have one kid adding and one kid subtracting. So they each have a dice, somebody's rolling. I can take off 3, sister rolls, she can put on 2.
Put back 2.
And then you're going on the same tower or separate ones.
Okay.
Absolutely,
that
really
makes
fun.
Sense.
And again, you're counting, you're learning numbers, and a preschooler and an older kiddo can play these things together.
Yeah, and you're doing it's not just writing it down on a sheet of paper and doing, a worksheet. It's hands-on. You're actually playing with blocks, and it kind of, it can give you something to do with your hands while you're also using your brain.
Absolutely. Connecting this number that they see on the dice to the number of blocks, all sorts of fun things.
We love to see it.
Love Race to 20. My other favorite is math dice, and for this one you actually need a set of dice, and it's also most fun if you have a 9-sided die at home. So Dungeons and Dragons players, now is your time to shine. Bust out that old dice, right? That maybe you haven't played with for a while. Absolutely. And you can get that played. So you get to roll your 9-sided dice, and if you don't have one of those, you can also play it with a set. And then that's your target number. So you start with that dice. So here our target number is 7. And then, again, much like IC10s, I'm trying to get to the target number with the other dice that I roll. So I roll my whole set of dice, and now I have to look around and I have to make 7. So here I see my 4 and my 3. Okay, I've done it. That's my turn. I get 2 points. Passes on to the next person. They say, oh, good, I see 6 and I see 1, right? So I've got a 7, and you try to put them together. This game scales up really beautifully as kids learn more math. So my daughter was incredibly excited recently when she had 8 as her target number, and she said, well, 4 times 2 is 8. And it scaled up with her math skills, and she felt like she was hacking the game because she knew multiplication back.
She started getting into it with the multiplication. Man,
game changer.
Yeah, I know,
multiplication, game changer on math dice. So it's a really convenient scale up, which makes it good to play with a range of kids. So all these really fun, really simple, scale up well depending on grade level. You can play them with different ages of kids, stuff you have around the house, educational, but more importantly, it's just time together as a family, which is fun. Anytime you're playing something together, and really any game you're playing with small children, counting, taking turns, communicating. These are all great educational skills. So play whatever is fun for you, but these are a couple of the cool math things we've got going on at my house right now.
Oh my goodness.
And of course, come to Discovery Center, where we have lots of cool math and science activities where kids can also, much like these, play and learn at the same time.
And have a ton of fun while doing it, always. And I have always so much fun with you here, Laura, so we appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for coming on the show this morning.
Thank you.